So I was speaking to a high-level executive in a legal firm the other day, and he was saying to me, Lewis, listen to your podcast, and look, it's great if you're in sales, but what if you're not in sales? And I said, well, look, what is your goal? He said, well, I'd like to increase my income, hence why I'm listening to your podcast and watching your YouTube, but I'm not in sales. And I says, mate, sales is everything. Sales is everything. What you're doing. I said, but I'm not in sales, Lewis. I'm not in sales. Sales isn't everything. I'm in the legal profession. I have to do a fantastic job. And then insert XYZ here of what the income might be. And I went, well, look, who do you need to sell to make sure that you are the next in line for that big promotion then? He said, well, okay. So you are in sales. You are in sales. You see, this is the thing. Sales is everything that you do. Sales is everything. It's leadership. It's talking with the customer. It's making sure that your colleagues in management do the right job and do the right thing. It's making sure that you sell yourself all the time to be in the 100% person that shows up to carry out that job. So it is sales. So let's talk today on this podcast. How do you land when you're not in a sales role? There's no commission then. There's no commission. How do you land that next big promotion so you get paid a higher salary? Well, first of all, let's start here. Is it possible in your industry for people to get paid more? Answer that. Most likely, yes. Do you know anybody else in your industry that's getting paid more than you? Yes. Why? Well, Lewis, it's because they've been here longer than me. Bullshit. People pay for results, not how long you've had your arse on a seat. So let's talk real talk now. And if your boss isn't seeing that, then you need to question how they got their role. And it wouldn't be just because bum on seat. It would be because of the result that they're delivering some form. So it's your job to sell them that it's not about bums on seat. It's not about time. It's not about how long you've been there. It's about the results that you deliver. And would they find that difficult to actually deny? No business would. No corporation would. No organization would. No school would. No university would. Nobody would. Yeah, because at the end of the day, the people that are coming there on the day to day need paying. Yeah, you can't go to the bank and say, hey, look, sorry, this organization doesn't have any money anymore. Can we just pay you with making an impact in the world? No, it's financial. People have mortgages to pay. People need paying, and people need paying more. So they need to think financially, and it's your job to make sure that people are thinking transactionally and transformationally. Do you get the difference between the two? Transaction, financial. Transformational is what you need to do to become that person that can then turn it transactional. Yeah. So now we've got that out the way, then people in your industry, are there people that are getting paid more? Do they get promoted to these positions then? Yes, they do. Of course they do. Yeah. Do they get hired in? Why would somebody choose somebody from external to come into a company instead? Well, maybe they want to add that resource. Yeah. They want to bring in their knowledge of where they've been and their learnings into your firm. So you're tackling with this. So think about your competition here, right? Think about this as though this is the Olympics. Maybe we should change the podcast. Yeah. We're going to change it to the Sales Olympics instead. Now think about it then. If you're competing against somebody else for this role, and that's the harsh reality, isn't it? Yeah, all this teamwork shit that you see on LinkedIn. The reality is that, yeah, you need the teamwork when you're in the role, but you don't need teamwork to actually get the role. Yeah, you probably need to do the teamwork to get it, to show that you can do it. But when it comes to that seat, only one person can win that gold medal and sit in that seat. And it needs to be you, right? So cut everything else out. It's not serving you well. You need to be in this mindset that there is a role that's coming up in the near future, or might be there now, or hasn't been created yet. It's up to you to start to make that role, by the way. But if you're going to get that, and I'm talking about larger organizations now rather than SMEs, if you're going to be the person that sits in that seat, what do you need to do about it? So first things first is understand that there will be a role and you deserve to have it, but not if you sit with your bullshit beliefs of thinking that it's just going to end up with somebody who's been there for a longer time, or they're going to bring somebody in. Look, they're bringing somebody in because they've got skills that this company might need. So why don't you just go and learn the fucking skills instead? Why don't you go out there, learn the skills that's required, and show them that, yeah, you bring somebody in, and how do you know they're going to fit our culture? You see, there's arguments to do with everything. What am I talking about here? Sales. This is why everybody in every career needs to have good sales knowledge, because you need to take ownership for your own success. And the only way you're going to do that is through influencing somebody else that you are the best person for the role. And you should be the best person for the role because you're watching videos and listening to podcasts like this. So, what do we do next then? Understand, number one, understand that there will be a role and you deserve it. Number two, somebody needs to sit in that seat. There's some competition to have here. So why do you deserve to be in that role? Ask yourself this. What is it going to take for you to be in that role? Well, strip it all back, take yourself off the football pitch for a while and look at what is the organization trying to achieve? What are their key goals and milestones? And if it's a good organization, they will have the vision of what they need and the mission. So how do you contribute as a more senior role, as a more senior leader, to make sure that these things happen? Well, first things first as well, if you are talking about senior in any business, you need to understand how numbers work. So if I was you, go and look back at some of these podcasts that I've done or YouTube videos that I've done. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. And then also start looking and reading into financial books. You need to know how a P&L works. You need to know how a balance sheets work. It's not rocket science. You don't need to be an accountant. You don't need an accounting master's degree. You just need to be willing to learn this stuff, because this stuff will pay you. This stuff is going to pay you. So what am I saying here? Know your numbers, know the company's numbers, know the mission, know where they're going, what they're trying to achieve. That is going to start to move you forward towards getting this role. Here's number three. Stop talking in terms of your fucking interests and start talking in terms of their interests. Okay? One of the biggest things I see in all people that I work with, whether they are salespeople or entrepreneurs that I've worked with in the past. I mean, I've scaled businesses to like 100 million plus. And guess what? Some of their salespeople aren't doing the basics. Not even the leadership team are doing the basics. Talk in terms of other people's interests. Nobody wants to know how fucking great you are. They want to know how great you are and how you help them become great. And if you're not great in the first place, then they will never recognize how great you are to helping them. So have a good think about it. How do you start to really make sure that you're talking about their interests, not about your interests all the time? Here's an example. So why would you like this job, Mr. Smith? Well, I've always wanted to have a career promotion. I think I'd like to be paid £150,000 plus. It'd really help me out with my family, and I'd like to go on some holidays. Yeah, end of, right? That is how 95% of people go into job interviews, talking about themselves. Forget it. You need to talk about how you're going to work. Of course, the company is interested in your goals and wanting to know, but they're looking at it and going, okay, what's in it for me from this? What's in it for the firm for this? Because that's their job, is to hire people, not to become mates, but to hire people that are going to help everybody as an organization scale. So really think about that, ladies and gents. How are you communicating in their interest, not your interest? So, number 4, if you're going to land this big high network job, they need to see that you actually follow through with what you do. What am I talking about here? You need social proof. Social proof that you can do it. If I was talking to a small business, I'd be saying, get your client results up. Get your testimonials out there. Show me your reviews of how you can actually prove you've done this stuff. Show me your capabilities and your capacity to actually deliver. You'd want to see it, right? So why do you think you should go for a $150,000 job and still be able to just land it without understanding, without giving them the confidence that you can actually deliver? So this goes on to something else, ladies and gents. It's talking about you as a small company, you as an individual, as a personal company. And people don't think about it this way. When you show up, no matter how you're showing up, you look at my videos. How do I show up? You're getting Dr. Lewis Haydon right in front of you. Yeah. You're getting all the knowledge that I've learned from scaling firms, the psychology from academics that people wouldn't usually get access to, journals that would baffle a lot of people when they start to read the things that they're researching in the genetics and DNA of how brains work. You're getting all that through just the person who's shown up in front of you. What about you? And I'm going to talk about that and talk about the great things that I've done. Yeah? Have yourself a little brag book. Because if you don't start fucking bragging about what you're doing, then guess what? Nobody else will. So stop it. You're meant for greatness. So start talking about the great things that you're doing. Okay. And then translate that into what it's used for people. The things I've just told you about, the stuff that I've done. If I was to spend just 1 hour a week with you guys on a one-to-one basis over the 52 weeks in a year, what do you think would happen to your income? Would it be part of the solution or part of the problem to helping you smash 100K, 250,000, 500,000 income? It's possible and it's happening. So just think about it. What small drips of information, who do you need to be around that are going to support you to move forward? I think we're moving on to number 6 there, aren't we? Your environment. Who do you need around you? Who needs to be around your boardroom table to be giving you this information? Not just the information, but energy, belief in yourself, confidence. You talk about a lot of the reasons that people don't land these big jobs. It's because of your skills and your confidence in delivering it. And if you're not confident about it, do you think the employer is going to be confident about it? So being able to transfer confidence is key here. And I'm not going to go into the psychology and the detail and the journals for it. I'm going to keep it really, really straight for this podcast and for this episode, whether you're watching it on YouTube or Spotify, whatever it may be. I'm going to keep it really simple for you. You need to have a contagion effect that is delivering people with confidence all the time. Yeah. Because as soon as you show like a small dent in that armor, it raises suspicion. It raises suspicion. So show up all the time. Cut the bullshit out. This whole self-sabotage stuff that people go through, it's so huge. It's holding people back from achieving what they can actually realize in their life, their potential. I don't like using the word potential. It's so overused. Like, fucking, yeah, just go and visit any basic life coaching or anything like that. You can see it's like all about your potential. I don't like this sort of stuff because it's watered down so much, but it's so true. You are capable. Everybody is capable of smashing at least 100K, whether that be dollars or pounds, 100K, but they're not doing it because of this stuff that's going on in their head to hold them back. So look, I'm going to revert back to some of the stuff I spoke about in number 5 now. And this is number 7, the final thing that will allow you to have complete competitive advantage over anybody else in landing that next job is, how are you treating your own personal brand? How are you treating yourself, your own personal brand of how you show up? Yeah. If you was a company, how would you run your company? So why would you, if you think about all the rules and the way that you do stuff from your marketing, sales, operations, and the way you'd do finance, take the organization and make it an individual. You are your own company, your own personal brand. Now, if you want to get out there and you want to be able to go and be considered for this role, you need to demonstrate all the stuff I've just spoke about in these last 6 points. Wrap it all up together. How do you make it in for them? How do you take about all your greatest wins and testimonials? How do you show up every day? It's in your own personal brand. That's your marketing. So if you're not out there marketing yourself right now, and you might not be looking for another job, start doing it anyway. Because if in the decade, over this next decade, if you're thinking about becoming a millionaire or even earning $1 million a year, difference between being a millionaire and earning $1 million, if you want to earn $1 million a year in 10 years' time, then you need to start doing the work now. The amount of people that say, oh, yeah, Lewis, that would be really good. I need to learn some more before I start. No, your shit is already broken. You need to just get started now. Because when you get started, do you think there might be some fucking lessons that you need to take along the way to redirect you? And it's the biggest frustrating thing that I see, because it holds people back from making a bigger impact and a bigger income. Yeah. You really need to get to grips with this. Don't start you need to learn and you need to earn. You need to do both. Yeah. Start going out there, making it happen now. Go before you know. Go before you know, because the learning that you'll get once you get started will be new learning completely. What you think you need to learn now to earn your 100K income per year is not what you think you need to know. I had someone the other day message me saying, Lewis, I'm going to start doing this and this and this. And I went, yeah, great. I've done that. And what you think you're going to go and learn right now is not what you need to be learning. Let me save you 5 years and I will take you under my wing for the next 1 month, and I will show you what I know have done in 5 years to allow me to now make 1 million a year. Yeah, to become a millionaire by the age of 40. Let me show you so I can save you a lot of time. Think about it. What about if you could do that? Because resources that you have, time, you've got a limited time. Yeah, if you're 20, you don't have that long to start to work it out so that you can live the life that you want before you're 30 or 40 or 50. Doesn't matter what age you are. It depends on how fast you want to get started. Yeah. So just start doing it now. That's the one thing. Now, how does this all correlate back into you getting that bigger job? Well, a lot of people don't start. They sit around, carry on doing their job, carry on doing their day to day. They say that they're learning and they'll watch a few little YouTube videos, a few little clips. No, study somebody. You don't just watch somebody. You find the person that's doing it and then start to really study about how they go about their life and what they do. Yeah, go into the depths of it. What are they doing with their income channels? What are they doing with their day to day? How are they spending their time? Who are they hanging around with? Yeah, what really matters to them? What are their values? What are their beliefs? Yeah, the amount of shit that you see nowadays of like, I see people on like Instagram, they buy a Lamborghini Huracan, and the Huracan's probably like, I don't know, like 2013 or something like that. It's like 12 years old. And then they're talking about how to become successful and this and this and this and this and this. And I'm like, if you're going to become successful, the first thing you don't do is buy a fucking Huracan. You learn how to create the income first based on where your money is and where you're investing it. Yeah, it's a bit of a rant there, but it really annoys me. But the thing is, it gets attention, doesn't it? People want to know about all the things that people have that they're showing off, but they don't want to see the actual things that it takes. Yeah, depending on your goal. And if it is landing that really high level next promotion, then you need to think about what is it actually going to take here. Is it going to take you flexing around in the showing off with all the, the nice new things you have and the houses and the cars? Or is it going to take you reinvesting that money so that even if you're about to, if you're doing 50K, how do you reinvest those finances so that you do have 150K? That's how you need to be thinking. And it's those people that do that land these very high powered 500K plus, 1 million plus income a year jobs. Have a good think about it. Where are you spending your time and where are you spending your money right now? Catch you on the next episode.